So far, we've looked at several aspects of WordPress, and we've also looked at how we can use WordPress to do certain things. I think now it's time to get deeper into the different aspects of what makes a WordPress website really shine. So there are three things that I want to look at in this video. One is the themes, second widgets, and then we want to look at plugins. We've already looked at themes and widgets so far, but in this video we're going to get a little bit of a formal definition of what these are and get some more insights, and then we'll look at what plugins are in depth. So just a quick reminder, in case you've not been practicing things on your own, it's very important that you do. I keep reminding this every video, but it's very important that you actually practice whatever you're learning from these videos, otherwise it's going to be pointless. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So first, let's look at what themes are. So in WordPress, a theme is a collection of templates and style sheets used to define the appearance and display of a WordPress-powered website. So this is more of a formal definition. A theme is a collection of templates and style sheets. So you don't have to understand what the templates are or style sheets are. We'll look at it later, but it's basically about the look and feel of the website. And it's used to define the appearance and display of the website, which is the critical aspect of what a theme is. It's all about the appearance and the look and feel of it. The color schemes, the way things are arranged on the website, all these things, the font, all of them pertain to the theme. And each one comes with a different design, layout and features. So themes have different layout and features and everything. And themes are often designed to serve a specific kind of websites. So for example, WordPress photography themes are very different than WordPress educational themes. So the photography themes would have certain features that are useful for photographers or photography websites, whereas an educational theme or maybe a business theme would have features specific to that subset of utility. So that's something important to know about themes. And themes are often developed by different developers, different designers. They come prepare their themes and then they make it available for people to use it on WordPress. So later in the video, we'll have a closer look at themes than we have done so far. Let's look at what widgets are. Widgets are blocks of content that you can add to your websites, sidebars, footers, and other areas. So we already saw this in the last video. We saw how to add widgets to certain parts of the website. So where you are able to add these widgets on your site depends on which WordPress theme you're using. Many themes have sidebar and footer widget areas. Some also allow you to place widgets in the header, homepage, and other areas of your website. So this is where themes come in. The themes can give you the space to add widgets in specific areas, and you can utilize the provisions that the themes give you. Now, we've already had some exposure to themes and widgets so far. We've never actually looked at what plugins are. Plugins are a little more complex than widgets or themes. So a plugin is a piece of software containing a group of functions that can be added to a WordPress website. So it's actually like a piece of software that you add on top of an existing WordPress website, and it will give you a certain added functionality to your website. Like themes and widgets, plugins are either developed by WordPress themselves or by third-party developers and companies. There's a wide variety of options available. Basically, plugins are developed by software developers from WordPress or from some other developers or companies, and they're made available for you to use on WordPress. So now I've logged into WordPress. Let's go to the dashboard and have a closer look at the themes first. So I'm going to go to Appearance and Themes. So in here, I want to show you a few things. So right now it's showing you about 190 themes, and we can search these themes in here. For example, you can search different categories of themes based on what you're trying to do. And also, if you see here, there are some options for free or premium. If you want to pay for your theme, if you want really high quality themes, there are some options for you to pay and get those. So you can see there are some options to pay for some themes. You can also have free themes, which is what we've used so far. And here you can see there are some additional categories like trending, popular, newest. So because WordPress is used by so many people, a lot of people are actually creating themes and putting it on here. So maybe 2 months down the line, you may find new themes in this section. So this is something to keep in mind. And also, when you're building a website and you're building a certain category of website, it's important that you actually try to search for themes based on the category of blog that you're doing. For example, if you want to create a shop, shop's website. Or you can select business. You can select keywords that are relevant for what category you're looking for. So if you want to do a shop, you can try looking into business, because a shop is a kind of a business, and you can see what kind of themes are relevant for that category. Like this, you can figure out which theme to use based on the kind of website that you're building. Now let's look at widgets again. Now let's actually go to our website and try to add some widgets. Now I'm going to try to add some things here. So in the sidebar. So first, when you click on widgets, you can see the location in which you want to add the widget. You select that location and then you click on add a widget. So now I want to select a calendar. So the calendar appears here. So the purpose of having a calendar on a website, particularly in a blog website, is that when a visitor comes and they want to see which posts were made during a certain date, they can just click on that date and then get the posts that were made during that date. So that's the point of a calendar. So you can add that as a widget. Let's see what else we can add here. So there's a lot of options here. You can see the pages, recent posts, social icons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some statistics. So here it says blog stats and it says 0 hits, which means that 0 people came and visited our website. If let's say you had some 1,000 people come in today, it will show you that number here. So here you can specify what it shows. You can specify you want to show it as hits or visitors. This is just to display. Let's see what other kind of widgets we can add here. So we can add this button which says follow. So when somebody comes to our website, you can prompt them to click on this button and they can follow our blog, which means that whenever we make a new post, they'll be notified via email that I've posted something, and they'll be prompted to go and check it out. So that's what a follow blog button is. Now let's go to the footer widgets. So if you go to the footer section, we already used the first footer widgets 1. Now let's look at footer widgets 2. So here I'm going to click on image. We can add an image. So I want to add this. So you can see that the second widget has come here, and you can probably guess where the third widget is going to be. Let's actually see where the third widget is going to be. There we go. So you can see that it's the column 1, column 2, and then column 3. So we have 3 columns for the footer section. That's the reason why we have these options here. So now you understand how widgets work. Widgets are just blocks of elements on your website, and WordPress lets you add widgets to different locations of your website based on which theme you're using. So our current theme allows us to have widgets on the sidebar on the right side and also on these 3 locations. So I'm going to click on Save Changes. Now let's actually look at what plugins are. So I'm in the dashboard. I'm going to click on the plugins button. So you can see here that it says upgrade to business plan to install plugins, which basically means that with a free plan, we don't have access to plugins. So for the sake of showing you what plugins are, I've bought a shared hosting space and I've installed the full version of WordPress. And here we have full access to all of the things that WordPress has to offer. and I've gone ahead and replicated our site so far in here. Not everything is perfect. You may see that some of the widgets are missing, and the theme looks different in certain areas, and also some of these spaces are different. The footer widgets are gone, so some things are different here. And also you may see that the contact form is missing. But this is a close enough replica of the site we've built so far so that I can show you what plugins can do. And one of the things is that if you see here, the contact form is missing. And if I actually click on the edit button, it says that your site doesn't include support for the Jetpack contact form block. You can leave this block intact or remove it entirely. So we were using a plugin that came with our free installation of WordPress, but that plugin is missing in this current installation. So it's unable to render the contact form. So what we can do is, I can actually show you how we can use a plugin to replace this contact form and do it the way we want to do it. So let me show you how to do that. The first thing I'm going to do is go to the dashboard of our full version installation of WordPress. So as you can see here, the way WordPress full version looks is very different from what our free version looked like. Some of the things are different. This is what the dashboard looks like. All of the things that we saw earlier looks different here. Here we have the menu for plugin. I'm going to click on this. And here we get a list of all of the plugins that we already have installed. And if you want to add a new plugin, you click on this button. Just like how we had a search option for themes, we have a search option for plugins as well. So here you can see a list of plugins, and here we have the option to search for plugins. So right now I'm going to search for a plugin called Contact, the contact form. And here we get to see a list of plugins that have something to do with the contact form. So you can see that there's a thing called Contact Form 7 and Contact Form by WP Forms. There's a Forminator, Payment Quiz, and Contact Form plugin. Ninja Forms, Contact Form. So there are a lot of forms here, and it's basically created by different people. You can see here that this was developed by this particular person, and this is by a company called WP Forms. Like this, every plugin has its own developer who does things and makes it available for us to install and use. So right now I'm going to install this particular plugin. I'm going to activate it. So now we have the Contact Form 7 plugin available in our list of plugins. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to add a new form. So here it gives you some options. Basically, it lets you add some code that will generate the form. And what we can do is, we're going to enter the title first. And let's see what fields are available here. So we have our name field, email field, subject, your message, and then the submit button. And we also have these tabs here. So we can actually set up mail system where whenever somebody sends a message here, it will reach our mail. Messages. These are like notifications. When somebody sends it successfully, it says thank you for your message, it has been sent. So like this, like different notifications for different scenarios and additional settings. So I'm going to save this, and now it's giving us this thing. It's called a shortcode. So it says copy this shortcode and paste it in your post, page, or text widget content. So basically, when we paste this in a certain part of a page, it will generate the form that we created here. Okay. So let's go try this. Let's go to the contact page. And I'm going to create a block here. So there's a widget called shortcode where you can paste the shortcode and it will automatically generate the content that that shortcode is referring. So I'm going to paste this here and update it. Actually, let me preview it first. And you can see here, it has given us that form. Okay, so this is how that Contact Form 7 plugin works. Now let's do one more plugin. So in the home page, I want to show a plugin for showing the images. You may have seen this in several websites where when you go to the home page, there is a slideshow of images. So I want to do that for our website. Now you can see here that the menus have also changed here. There's no menu options in the right bottom corner. All of it is over here. So these are some small changes that we get from the full version of WordPress. So I'm going to go to plugins. I'm going to click on add new first. Then I'm going to search for slideshow. So there are several options that are showing up here. I'm going to click on this. So one thing about installing plugins is that you may not get the best plugin right away. You may have to try a few plugins to see if it is doing what you want it to do. And it's actually a trial and error method that you find out the best plugin for your use case. And we're going to try a similar approach here. Let's see how it goes. So I've installed the plugin and it's activated. And we have an option here. So sometimes what happens is plugins can create a menu option for themselves. And as in this case, it has created a menu item for us to click on. I'm going to click on this. So I'm going to upload some sample images here. So this plugin is giving us some instructions on how to add a slide. So it's asking us to click on this button, add a slide. And we can add images from what we've uploaded to our media library. I'm going to select these three. So I'm going to click on add to slideshow. So let's preview our slideshow. I think that looks great. Let's close the preview and let's actually figure out how we can put this in our home page. Okay, so there it is. It says how to use. To display your slideshow, add the following shortcode to your page. So let's do that. Let's copy this. So let's go to the home page and click on customize. Go to home page settings. I'm going to click on a static page. Then I'm going to select the home. And I'm going to publish. Now we can actually go to the home page and we can click on the edit here to edit this page. And I'm going to add a block for the shortcode and paste the thing that we copied. And I'm going to preview it. So here you can see that the homepage now has a slideshow here. So this is how we add a slideshow to our website. I'm going to click on update to finalize the changes. So as you can see, plugins are actually fairly straightforward. So you just have to figure out what you actually need, and when you figure out what you need, you can go here and search for that thing. For example, initially we needed a contact form and we got that, and then we needed a slideshow and we got that. So you just have to figure out what you need and then find out the search term for it and then search it. You'll find the list of available plugins for that purpose, and then you can use it. And more often than not, plugins will come with their own instructions as to how to use that plugin, and you just have to figure out how to use it. You have to read it. So I hope that this video was helpful in learning about themes, widgets, and plugins, and also about how to install and use different plugins for different purposes. As always, it's important that you follow along. You may not be able to purchase a shared hosting like I did here, but it's still important to practice to the extent that you can. And please do subscribe to this channel so that you get updates on future videos. And also like and share this video so that you can help others find out about this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.